Maureen Pugh.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Earlier today, my colleague Melissa Lee referred to New Zealand's world-leading financial performance, and just earlier, my other colleague, my learned colleague, Paul Foster-Bell, also mentioned a world-leading performance by New Zealand from the Legatum Institute. Mr Speaker, I'd like to just explain what that actually means for New Zealand. And what it means is that we as New Zealanders are receiving the biggest bang for our buck from our independently assessed at getting the best in our society for our taxpayers out of every tax dollar spent. And that means in social services, healthcare, education, social housing and emergency accommodation for our most vulnerable. Mr Speaker, that is an independent assessment of this government's performance. Now, as many of you know, I am based on the most beautiful part of the world in West Coast Tasman, and sometimes we've had a few challenges with job losses. These were in the coal mining sector, held across generations. Some of our grandfathers' sons and grandsons had a traditional rite of passage into jobs in the mining sector. We had losses in jobs in Westport-based cement works, and the dairy sector also took quite a hit on the West Coast. And still other jobs were lost in other industries. But Mr Speaker, rather than just sitting back and feeling sorry for ourselves, under the leadership of Mayor Gary Howard from the Buller District, they picked themselves up and looked to find solutions. Mr Speaker, that drive, creativity, hard work and determination are basic prerequisites of success. So whether it be individuals, a community or a country, and this government has that drive. It is creating new models, it is working hard and is determined that we all succeed. So earlier this year, a partnership was formed between the Buller District Council, government through the MSD and the local Economic Development Trust, Development West Coast. And the outcome to date, sir, is an employment initiative that has seen the creation of 22 new positions. 6 people have come off WINS benefits, 7 apprenticeships have been created. And not only has this partnership created new jobs and real jobs, it has given the community hope, and a hope for the future and a belief that they are well supported to achieve. But probably the most significant partnership that has been formed is between this government and the whole West Coast region in the form of the Taipotini Regional Development Study. Mr Speaker, in my view, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for the communities across the coast, in business, in iwi, in local government, service groups, to work together with government and a willing government to identify the potential growth and investment areas and then make progress on delivering on them. Mr Speaker, this study has identified a multitude of low, medium and highly achievable opportunities, some of which are gathering momentum as we speak. I look forward to February of next year when the implementation plan will be delivered. This regional growth study has provided an opportunity for our most capable people to lead the study, provide input and steer our own future direction. Another exciting example of forming a great working relationship with this government, enabling the coast to benefit hugely from ongoing investment and support. Mr Speaker, this study complements the government's business growth agenda. It's supporting business growth, creating jobs and improving the standard of living for our people across the coast, and will look at initiatives in a multitude of areas, including tourism, minerals, ICT, some of the smartest people I've ever met working out of EPIC in Westport, forestry and wood processing, horticulture, food and beverage, education, fishing and aquaculture, as well as transport, communications and energy. Mr Speaker, this government has backed up its support of the regions, and we've benefited from the government's ultra-fast broadband initiative, West Coast Wilderness Trail, the Old Ghost Trail, and various other investments. Mr Speaker, as Henry Ford once said, coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success. This government is willing and open to working with our partners in the region to continue our work on building a strong economy. It's a hand up, not a handout, and it works. Thank you, sir.
Well done.